My name is Jeff Martin. I'm the creator and co-executive director of True Dungeon. True Dungeon is the long-held dream of a D&D geek who wanted to have a live-action interactive adventure where they could go in and interact with real cool sets and props and animatronic monsters and experience what it would be like to partake in a fantasy adventure. True Dungeon actually takes the entire calendar year to prep and to get ready. We start right after Gen Con planning the new set of tokens. That takes a couple of months, and we immediately after that start building the sets and props for the adventures. Then there's a lot of coordination that we have to go through with the 260 so volunteers that we have to recruit and train throughout the year. Usually by the time the year, about December or so, we've got the modules pretty much written and somewhat designed, and that's when we really kick into the heavy set and prop building time. By April is the time that we really start planning the event itself. We have to make up detailed maps of where every light goes, every speaker, every extension cord, every prop, every piece of scenery. And we have to coordinate with a lot of different people at the convention center and with our build teams. And by the time July rolls around, we've got pretty much everything built, but now we have to figure out how the heck we're going to get it there. Well, there are a lot of different types of volunteers. We have some people that really love to be involved with the event, and they actually help all year round. We have people that help me get all the tokens ready and designed and help design that whole token program we have. We have other people that come in that are local to where I live. They come in every Saturday and they help us build sets and props and do all the planning that it's required. Then at the show, we have a group of people called the Install and Dismantle team. They come in and help build it. It takes them 3 days. And then we have the operations team. It's the largest group. It's about 200 people or so. They come in and they run it for the 3.5 days that we're open. Our volunteers get a lot of great benefits. Full-timers will get like a spot in a hotel room right next to the convention center, a badge, a really cool t-shirt, and some nice swag. And they get a limited edition token, which is really valuable sometimes. Also, I think they just love being a part of the event because we're the largest, coolest event at Gen Con. Who doesn't want to be a part of that? And the best thing about our volunteers is it's their idea of fun is to come to convention and provide fun for other people, and they're just great people, and we have an amazing group of volunteers. Yeah, we have certain people like Mike Negley and his wife Jen and John Cooke. They're really good at all the very technical stuff. So if anything breaks on our kind of complicated effects machines that are controlled by a computer chip, they're able to come in there and reflash everything and get it up and working again.
My name is Mike Negley. I am a True Dungeon volunteer. I've been with True Dungeon for 7 years now. My role is sort of varies depending on where we are in the schedule. Before the convention starts, I do a lot of sound and lighting configurations with a couple other volunteers. My wife Jen sometimes helps with the sounds, and John Cooke. We collaborate with audio and video and all of that. My background kind of heavily influences how True Dungeon works for me because I was a theater major in college and ended up being a web developer and director of IT for a publishing company. So I have a heavy background in both tech and theater. So my role with True Dungeon being technical operations, it's great for my background. It fits quite well. It definitely helps to have a background in theater or some sort of performing art or a technical background, but it's definitely not required to be a volunteer. We've got people from all walks of life doing anything and everything with True Dungeon, from carrying stuff around all the way up to, preparing intricate little things, to acting, to running rooms, to any number of things, customer service. Everybody can do something with True Dungeon.
My name is John Cooke. I am the NPC coordinator for True Dungeon 2016. As the NPC coordinator, what I am doing is making sure that when the NPCs show up, they get their costumes, they get their makeup, they get to where they need to be so that they can be in their rooms to take care of the players as they come through. Volunteers are responsible for almost everything behind the scenes at True Dungeon. There's a very few people that really set up the organization and get everything rolling, but then the volunteers are responsible for everything from making sure that the right things get to the right rooms. We have just a horde of non-player characters behind the scenes that show up for the players. Monsters, they operate animatronics, they operate puppets, they do all sorts of things that the players don't see. Literally anything that needs done, we are volunteer driven, so it's hard to list all of the things that a volunteer might end up having to do.
My name is Caitlin Patrick Nichols. I've been working with True Dungeon for years. This year I'm a drow. I'm also doing Blue Hand for the Beholder, so I'll actually operate the puppet. There's a lot of studying for the drow role this year. Like, we have 6 different rooms we have to worry about, whereas normally we'd only have 1 or 2. So we have a huge PDF. I think it was almost 30 pages when they sent it to us. And we've got all these different puzzles to memorize. But other than that, like, we come in, we do our training session, and we walk through each room individually. But for me, I usually get more out of it just going straight off the PDF.
My name is Katrina Miles. I've had it 6 years now. You tend to lose track when you've kind of been doing it for this long, and it's just become such a routine and something that you look forward to every year that you're like, Gen Con, fantastic, like, what are we doing next? I started as a Sea Lich, went into then the Dark Beguiler, followed by a Deranged Mad Genie. That was probably one of my favorite ones. Followed up by Medusa, Drow last year, and then I get to do the continuation piece of the Drow again this year. So I am playing a Drow. So a lot of line memorization, as well as I get to be an NPC DM. So I actually get to DM the puzzle rooms and kind of watch that progression, which that's all new for me. Exciting though. So it takes on a little more responsibility, but I think 6 years in, I'm ready for it. I was kind of fiddling around this room a little bit, and I have heard that there's a succubus this year. Pretty exciting. Those devil rings or wings, pretty sexy stuff.
So they're gonna like walk in.
Okay.
And we'll be sitting on our throne, which looks as though
you guys got a throne?
Yeah, and it looks as though the back of it is wings. The back of the throne is wings, and so we'll talk to them as though we're humans, and then we can up and attack, and we'll have our wings be actually us, and we are succubi. So it should be very exciting.
My stuff is still better.
So I'm one of the coordinators, and we have 2 coordinators on each dungeon, so we can stagger our shifts. So in normal operation, I'll be running both the puzzle side and the combat side, making sure that if the DMs have a problem, we're their first point of contact. If they have a customer who falls down and gets hurt, we're the people they call. If a prop breaks, we're the people they call. So we're also the people that look at how the dungeon is performing, and we're the first line of, do we need to make adjustments? Does this puzzle need to be more difficult? Does it need to be less difficult? Is everybody solving this? Is only 3%? Is 100% solving it? So we can try and make it appropriately difficult for everybody, but not entirely impossible and not entirely easy.
My name is Will Walker. I'm the coach coordinator for True Dungeon this morning, and I've volunteered for True Dungeon for about 11 years, and I pretty much lead and direct the coaches here. So if you played True Dungeon before and you want to help us contribute to, just a really great experience and help add to it, I highly recommend volunteering. We always need coaches, we always need DMs, just even somebody who would be willing to just help stock stuff and just be part of the experience. It's a great time and it's a great community.
Oh, my name is Mark, and I am currently, new to this year, the adventure coordinator of Into the Deeper Dark, which is one of 2 of our 2 dungeons this year. I would recommend, first of all, check out the Storyscape. As you can see behind me, the Storyscape is massive this year because we're in a new space, the Lucas Oil Stadium. Just come check us out, There's plenty of people willing to answer any questions you may have, and if you like it, go to our website, truedungeon.com, and volunteer from there. And Jeff or Lori or pretty much anyone will contact you and talk to you from there.
I'm one of the only guys that introduces himself. I try to introduce him, make it personal, okay, connect with the party. And because it's great, because they'll remember you, they'll know you, you're their friend. And that way when you get the experience parties that you know them all, guess what? You get to take a break. I have a party waiting actually. So.
Well, my name is Jean. I'm the volunteer coordinator for True Dungeon. It's my job to make sure everybody in the dungeon is where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there, and to handle any gaps that might exist in the schedule as they arise. It's fun, it's challenging, but it lets me really think on my feet, and I get to meet everybody, so. I'm also sort of a recruiter. I catch people as they leave, I make sure they had a good time. So customer service, recruitment, volunteers, that's me and my job.
I volunteered for True Dungeon initially because I was caught up in the excitement of the storytelling, the fact that this full immersive live action thing is happening, and it's a place where as a kid was only in my head. I got to play these games in my head, and here I get a chance to help other people act them out in you know, a full-scale real-life setting. And that was just really exciting to me as a person who loves storytelling and who loves interaction and loves to see gamers excited about something.
True Dungeon is really satisfying to me because I enjoy the technical side of theater and just playing with cool toys. And True Dungeon is a great way to do that within the context of gaming and fantasy. It's a techno geek's dream, that's for sure.
Oh, well, anybody who likes to play games or likes to act or likes to help people with, you know, this is the greatest sort of job you can do. You get to come to the convention, so you're already at Gen Con. You're working in the most popular event at Gen Con. You get to dress in cool costumes. You get to, you get to run real combat rooms if you're a DM, if you've always wanted to like have people really try to do things. This is your opportunity. It's just the most fantastic mix of adventure and experience, and just we're a really great family. We help each other out. I couldn't think of a better place to spend your Gen Con than here at True Dungeon.
Hey, thanks for watching the video. I hope you consider volunteering for True Dungeon. Thanks. True Dungeon is a 2-hour interactive fantasy adventure where you go into a real dungeon and experience a real combat with swords, and you kill things and there's blood everywhere. That doesn't make sense. That's not what it is.
I'm looking at you like the entire time,
Yep.
or I'm not pulling some Mr. Rogers stunt here.
None of this stuff.
Okay. No, want to be my neighbor? Okay.
My name is Jean. I'm the
Thanks for watching the video, and I hope you
Blech.
we possibly, let's just cut it there.